Hello everyone. So let me see if everything goes well. Okay, right. So I hope you can hear me. I hope you can see me because this is Mон Макарон live stream. And today we're gonna be talking about odd sports. So let me just quickly check if everything goes well. And we shall get started, I think.
So I hope you can hear me. I hope you can see me.
It's just checking. Yeah, I hope that everything works well. So actually, welcome everybody, and how are you doing? I hope you're fine. And I wonder, where do you live? Like, where are you from? Because maybe in future we're gonna change our meeting times so that it is comfortable for everybody. So if you have some special requests about the time, write it down in comments. So we will be waiting for your feedback. So anyway, I think that we shall get started. And let me just quickly see if everything is visible. So if there are some issues, if you can't see me or hear me, please write in comments because I'm watching all the comments. Okay, so actually today, as I said, this is odd sports, and you can see an odd sport here already. We're gonna be talking about what odd is, what are the synonyms, how else can we say that something is odd. Then it will be prepositions and irregular plurals, and of course some nice expressions related to sport. So anyway, if you've already written down like where do you live, we shall get started. So even if you watch this live stream after, that's okay. So just write the comments and we're checking everything. We will take everything into consideration. So yeah, here we go. I think we shall get started. First, I would like to offer a nice expression here. So you can see it on the screen. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. So it is directly related to our sport topic. And that's interesting how you're going to translate it. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. So what does it mean? To help you, there is a nice example, I would say. It is here on the right. I tried to get my mother to start using a computer, but she says you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So this is an expression in use. And if you've got some options how to translate it into Russian, please write it down. So if you have got any options, write them down. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Of course, I will give you the Russian equivalent, but I wonder what you think about it. So, and the same thing, for example, Zoom. You know, many students, they hesitate before using Zoom, but turns out that they love it, that it's very practical and comfortable. But we can say like lots of students didn't want to use Zoom for their lessons. Well, however, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So it's really difficult to get them do something new. And if you've got some translation, you can write it down. So I shall give you a moment, or you can do it after the live stream, that is okay. So I hope you can see, it's really difficult for some people to get used to something new, especially about sport, I think. Okay, so I guess that we shall continue. It was a little warm-up. Let's get started with our topic. Why we call this odd sport? So you can see like odd synonyms. There are only 6 here, but actually there are so many. We have chosen these ones. You can see the translation, it can help you. So let's get started. Like strange, the same as odd, weird, the same thing, unusual, uncommon, curious, and abnormal. You can see the translation. I hope this is easy, and I would say that all of these things mean odd. Yeah, if it is odd, it means that it's something strange to us, something really weird. And so why this is called odd sports, you will see just in a moment. So if you need to like make a screenshot or a copy, please do so. And after, what shall we have? Oh yes, there is another nice expression. To be at odds with somebody. Yeah, odd is normally an adjective, but here it is something different, right? So to be at odds with somebody means to be in a quarrel, like not good relationships. Example here, they are at odds with each other because of their disagreement. So it's like they're not getting on well these days just because they had some disagreement. Yeah, so they are at odds. You can say like this about anything, yeah, about anyone with some issues with each other, I would say. Okay, so to be at odds with somebody. Okay, and so I think we shall pass to our first or maybe second odd sport here. This is underwater hockey. So unusual indeed. It consists of preposition under and water as a noun, and underwater hockey is here, just in the picture. So what should we do? This game is usually played in a swimming pool. You can see that it is kind of inside a swimming pool. They are right there in the water, where the players push the puck along the bottom. Yeah, I hope you see what push is. Yeah, they do it with their like sticks. I'm not sure how they're called. And a puck is this circle thing. It's actually like a ball for football, but this is the thing for hockey. I'm sure you see what it is. So this is a puck, and they push it along the bottom. It means that the puck cannot leave the bottom. Yeah, it should always stick to the bottom. So along, I hope you see what it means. If you got any questions, you can write them down in chat. I'm checking the chat and I'm ready to answer. So those are the prepositions we're going to be talking about, and pay attention. In a swimming pool, this is kind of easy. I'm sure everybody understands it. But what if I say that for in, there is not a synonym, of course, but this is another version of giving just almost the same meaning. So here we've got school, two versions of it. It's like in school or at school, right? In school or at school. So it seems the same, but be attentive with this, because when we say in school, it means rather a statement of location. So we answer the question, it's like, like personal status, right? So we are answering a question what this person is doing. So, he is in school. It means he is a student. We can also say he is in university. Like, we don't mean that he is in university physically right now, but he is a student in the university. So there are some other words like this, like hospital, prison as well. So all these places where we can actually imply that we are doing something there. So it is our state. If we're in hospital, it means that we have some problems. So we are there for treatment. If we are at hospital, we rather visit somebody. So you can see it here. They are studying. They are in school. They are studying. And another one, at, it means that we are somewhere physically. So this is our location where we are at the moment, and probably we do it with some other purpose. It's not like we are in school for studying, but probably like in the picture, this woman is at school because her daughter has got some problems, or maybe it's something good, some good occasion. But she's at school, at the school, I would say. The is important here as article because we give the exact place. Yeah, so she's at the school visiting the principal's office. Yeah, so she's at his office. So once again, in, it's our status, what we do there. At, it's like we are there physically, we are there right now. Okay, so I hope you see this little difference because we've got some exercise coming. And this is the first one. You've got a sentence and don't hesitate to write down your answer. So I wonder what you have here. This is it. Let's read. She is the hospital visiting her grandmother. So what can it be? Is it like she's in the hospital, at the hospital? Attention that she's visiting her grandmother. She's not there for treatment. So if you've got any options, please write them down. Write them down in comments. I'll be waiting. So, is it in or at? Any options, any ideas, any thoughts? Because even if you have some problems here, that's okay. We will describe the situation once again. We'll go back a little to the explanation. So, have you got anything here? Okay, I know that in Vkontakte we've got a little gap, so when I speak, it is about 1 minute or so until you get the message. So if you write it after, that's okay. So I will just tell you that she is. Okay, so really, I wonder what you think of it because it's kind of complicated, right? But actually, she is at the hospital, right? So at is the only option here because she's visiting her grandma. She's not there for treatment. It is not her state. Yeah, let's say that this girl is at the hospital visiting her grandma. So, but we can say that grandma is in the hospital or in hospital, just like this, because it's already the state. Okay, so she's in hospital and her maybe daughter at the hospital visiting her grandma, visiting her. Okay, so another thing here, it is very close to the school topic. So we have the same example with school. Pay attention, it's like he is in or at university getting his master's degree. What is it? Like master's degree is something that you get, your diploma that you receive after university, right? So first we've got like bachelor's degree. It's about 3 or 4 years, it depends on the country, and then additional 1 or 2 years for master's degree. But doesn't matter, he is still there to get this. So, he is, if you watch this after the live stream, just please write down the answers as well, because if you've got some questions, we might have like new posts about it, we might explain you some more. So yeah, that is it. Be attentive, be active, and I'm sure that this topic will be easy to you. So let me give you the answer straight away. So he's in university, getting his master's degree, right? So he's in university. He is there for it. This is his state. Right. So let's go on to some other odd sport. This is zorbing. And maybe you've heard something about it, but yeah, take a look at the picture, that will be obvious. So the player has to roll downhill inside a huge transparent plastic ball across water or other obstacles. So roll, this is this process when you go this way. Normally balls or some circle things can roll. And if it is downhill, pay attention because this is the direction. Yeah, we can go, for example, go on foot uphill or go downhill, and we can roll downhill, why not? Or run downhill, the same thing. And inside, this is like here. Yeah, so all these people are inside the balls. They're not next to balls. They are inside. So they make a part of it, and this ball is around them. They're inside. Okay, huge means very big, extremely big. Transparent means that we can actually look through. Plastic, I think you see. Across the water, it's like we literally cross water. Yeah, if we've got some like basin or I don't know, some lake, we have to cross it. Yeah, and obstacles, it means some other constructions that we have to overcome. For example, there is a big I don't know, something sandy or something dirty. This is like obstacle, and we have to go cross it or across it. So that is it. Why am I showing this to you? Just to like make it clear with prepositions. And here you can check them out. There are some other prepositions as well. And here don't hesitate to make a copy or screenshot because those are pretty useful, I would say. And take a look. the bird can help you. It's like in or inside. So we can say the bird is in the box or it is inside the box. Then on the box. It means like on top. The bird is on the box. The bird is above the box. It's like just flying. So it's not sitting on it, but this is somewhere here, right? The box is here, the bird is here. It is not on top, not on the box. Below or under, this is just the contrary, right? So we can have above or we can have below. The bird is under the box or the bird is below the box. Normally under, it means that this box is actually sitting on the bird's head. Yeah, but if it is below, it is like they are not connected. Yeah, here is the box and below is the bird. Compared to under, yeah, the bird is under the box. I hope you see the difference. It is just a little. There is. Okay, so behind. Behind means that we cannot see the bird. Yeah, it is behind the box. Then the bird is in front of the box. That first comes the bird and then comes the box. It is in front of it. Near, it's like they're really close to each other. Yeah, for example, I'm sitting near the window is right here. Beside or by the side, they are also close. Actually, near and beside, those are really the same, I would say. Okay, and if we go on to the yellow one, it is like, oh, sorry, I think this is something that is almost the same. Almost the same, but take a look again. Behind, we got it. Near as well. Let's go to the second row. So it is here. Let's say into, because this is the movement. Yeah. We got into, so here is the box and the bird is flying into it. So it is positioned inside after this movement. Out of is just the contrary. It was in the box, but then it flew away, for example. Off, down. So it was here on top, then it got to the ground. Off, down. So these are two prepositions actually. And then through. If it is possible, the bird is flying through the box. So it's rather it is flying through the trees, you know, if there are some dense trees here and she's flying through or it is flying through. So yeah, you see this process, I guess. And also to practice it more, we've got another one. So here you have to complete it. This word is called bossable or bossable. There are different types of pronunciation, however, that is it. And I hope you can get this principle from the picture. It's quite complicated. However, you can complete it with prepositions. So here you have to guess what preposition should be here. We've got only 3 of them. So please take your time to write them down. I will read that for you. So the sport is played. Teams of 3 to 5 players. An inflatable with one giant trampoline, something, which stands on attacker here. So who is attacker? Actually, this is this person who attacks. We can see that here there are only like 2 or 4 people playing. It's not very clear. However, it can be different. The number of players can be different. And here with prepositions, we have to say where they are, how they play, and what prepositions can we put. The sport is played. Okay, if we speak about teams, if it is teams that are playing, so we can actually say that they play with each other or against each other or something else. So take your time. Number one. Think of it. So, and don't hesitate to write it in comments because I can see them. I'm eager to see your answers. So the sport is played. Number 2, if you're ready, you can also write down your answer. And actually here, in number 2 and number 3, we've got 2 gaps for 2 letters. This is a little hint to you. You can write them down. So I really wonder what it is if you have got some options. This is very easy, I would say, because yeah, number 2 and number 3, they are the same. So just a little help to you. So yeah, actually you see that inflatable is this, yeah, so it means that it cannot sink. If it is inflatable, it can be stable on water, it can't go down, it stands on the water. Trampoline, this is the same as the Russian one, so we can jump on it like on trampoline. And yeah, I guess I've translated everything. So if there are no answers yet, okay, I will give them away. So the sport is played between teams of 3 to 5 players. Yeah, between, it's like one team another, and there is this ball between them. Yeah, so they compete with each other. So between teams of 3 to 5 players on an inflatable, because they're standing on top, right? So they are jumping, but they're on top of it, with one giant trampoline on which stands an attacker, sorry. So there are two versions here. So giant trampoline on which stands, yeah, on which, because again, this player stands on it. So it's pretty easy, right? So it is on top. If you're watching this after the live stream, don't hesitate to write down the answers because we're checking them. We take a look at what you think, and yeah, so just take this chance to get like checked by our professionals, yeah, by our teachers. So another one, this one is for you to guess. So you see it looks a bit scary, I would say, right? But I must assure you that these people are okay. So this is a sport, an official one, and we have to guess it. There is an explanation that might help you. Male participants carry their wives on their backs through a special obstacle track in the fastest time. So yeah, in is mostly about time, but here on their backs through a special obstacle, and these two things might help you because those are wives. Yeah, so I hope you see. So wife is normally a woman who is officially married to a man. Yeah, we got husband and wife. So the husbands are running and the wives are on their like back. Yeah, on their back. So I don't know if it is easier for you to guess or not, but yeah, try to. At least try, indeed. Because it consists of two words. It will be wife something. So I wonder what options have you got? If you can write them down in chat, that would be great. Okay, so any ideas? Because we carry the wives. Carry the wives. Okay, if we're not that active today, that is fine, that's all right. So I hope you started thinking of it, but the answer is wife carrying. So everything is so simple. I'm sure that you can translate it yourself, but if you've got any questions, write them in chat, okay? So actually this is a real sport. You can see the wives here and the husbands here riding, I would say just, yeah, running. And actually this sport was born in Finland, and they say that it was a legend, or it was like an old tradition. So yes, you can see the translation here, the explanation here. So yeah, they actually men in Finland before, it is believed, they used to run with their wives on their backs. So it is like courting them. Yeah, to court means to like start the relationship, I would say. So it's really weird for us, I would say. This is pretty odd. And in comments, write down how odd is this, because we have got some other odd synonyms. It can be weird, unusual, abnormal, curious, strange, odd, finally. So how is it? Write down, please, what do you think of this sport? Or maybe it's okay for you, so it's up to you. You can share these thoughts. So is it odd? There is a nice question here. Take your time to practice these odd synonyms. This is really useful, I think. And even if you don't remember how to spell them, how to write them in English, that is okay. So you can just write it your way, and after I can give you the feedback. I can check that and maybe it's gonna be better. Okay, so if there is nothing here, I think for me this is unusual, right? I wouldn't call it like abnormal or something, but this is pretty unusual, I would say. Okay, and as we started talking of wives, I hope you paid attention that the form is particular. It is one wife, but many wives. So we change this F, we write V instead. And this is not the only word that means this irregular plural form. Take a look, because here we've got another one. So there are multiple of them, but take a look. One aircraft, two or three or five aircraft. So it doesn't change. If it is 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5, it is still aircraft. The next one is child, children. I think this is something that most of you know. Goose, one. Geese, many. Mouse, one. Mice, many, again. Ox, only one. You see this animal. If you need the translation, write it down in chat. And oxen is many. Woman, one. Women, 2, 3 or more. And then loaf, you can see this little, this quite big, I would say, piece of bread. And loaves, something the same, yeah? You see that F is written with V, yeah? We change it, and so we got loaves. And I would like you to try your memory and say, how do we say it? What will you say? So those are her pets, and she's got 10 what? Is it mouse, mices, mice at home? Any options? So you can see that it is 10, that there's a lot of them. So what should we say? What should be here? So I'll give you a minute to think. Okay, so if you remember it from the previous slide, it's actually mice, right? So mice, and only this. This means that plural, not one mouse, but 10 mice, right? So this one is correct, mice. Okay, so she's got 10 mice at home. Another one, a tricky one, however, we had it on our previous slide. So the airline company counts more than 20 what? Aircraft, aircrafts, aircrafty. So why not? There are some words that have this E, meaning that this is plural. So, okay, right, so thank you. I can see that. So only now I can see the comments because they were not there on the picture, sorry. But now I see, yes, of course. Interesting. We've got different options here, and yes, it was mice. Yeah, good. So here it is mice as plural, and here this is aircraft. So it doesn't change. It doesn't change indeed. And if you want more, here is it. What about this? So 100, can you believe that? There is a farm. So they live on this farm. And who are those? Are these gooses, goose, or geese? So, any ideas? Yeah, I give you a moment because we've got a gap. Okay, geese, so good. Yeah, you've learned that pretty well. However, here is the surprise. There are lots of plurals. Yeah, lots of plurals. And we took only a couple of them, like child, children. What was that? Goose, geese, yeah, mouse, mice. So take a look. If you need to make like a picture of this, that would be great because you will need them in future. So this is the whole list. And actually, if you've just joined our live stream, maybe you can deal with this one. So just a second, I'll go back for a little bit, and I would like to ask you, yeah, because we've got two Olgas here that can help us with the answers. So what about this one? What about this one? Because this is the question that was without answer, and unfortunately, I would say. So what have you got for this one? Is she at hospital? in hospital, at the hospital, or in the hospital. So I just wonder how our most active participants have learned their lesson. So, okay, at the hospital. Right, that is it, because she's actually visiting. Yeah, she's not in the hospital because she's sick, but because she's visiting her grandma. Okay, and this one, another one. Is it the same? Is it different? Okay. So the answer is, I wonder what we got here. Okay, so yeah, I can see that the screen changed and I give you, okay, in university. So good. Yeah, you've learned your lesson very well. I hope that we've got the same. Yeah, in university, because this is his purpose. Yeah, he's doing his studies. Yes, in. So I saw 2 answers in, and I'm happy just because you've learned it very well. Okay, and so maybe you can answer this one, the last one, because maybe you were not there before. So what have you got? Okay, so it is also about prepositions, the last exercise here. So I promise, because we're running out of time, so we should wrap up our lesson. So, okay, any answers? I just wonder what Olga's are gonna say, because yeah, I didn't receive answers for this one, but I'm interested what you think. Between, on. Yes, okay, good, very well actually. And so I think that it should have been a bit more difficult. So yes, thank you, Olga, and thank you another Olga as well for participation. So actually there was some other exercise. Unfortunately, we have to round up, we have to finish our live stream, but that was great having you, indeed. So take part, participate, and if it is too easy, we are gonna find something more difficult for you. So, you can see that this is actually our small talk format. Yeah, we find some interesting topics. We have little talks of 15 minutes per day, and we discuss some fun things together. So it's not only about traveling or films or something. It can be weird sports, it can be something you're interested in, and that is it. This is the format. So I think I'm gonna switch to Russian here because we're finishing. So, итак, переходя немножко на русский, хочу сказать спасибо всем, кто присоединился, кто попробовал себя в таком новом формате для нас, по крайней мере, потому что полностью мы еще прямые эфиры на английском не проводили. Так что всем спасибо, кто участвовал. Было очень здорово получить вашу обратную связь, получить ваши ответы. Это значит, что все-таки мы можем говорить нон-стоп на иностранном языке. Может быть, сначала кому-то сложновато, потом все привыкают, и это очень здорово. Так что посмотрим, может быть, мы пойдем также и дальше. Thank you, yes, thank you too. Спасибо всем, кто участвовал. Это здорово. Кто смотрит нас уже после, все равно оставляйте комментарии, если у вас есть какие-то вопросы или если есть какие-то особые темы, которые хочется разобрать. Мы обязательно все посмотрим и сделаем новые такие бесплатные, доступные всем в удобное время уроки. Вот, мне кажется, это здорово, особенно в выходной, когда у всех свободное время. Итак, если хочется больше практики, обязательно присоединяйтесь к нашему small talk формату, потому что это очень удобно, вы можете проводить их из любой точки мира, это лично с педагогом, то есть практически как у нас сейчас, да? То есть мы берем интересную тему, мы обсуждаем ее на английском, не говорим на русском, максимально стараемся адаптироваться вот в этой вот новой для нас среде. Вы видите и стоимость, и, в общем, понимаете, да, что все-таки по актуальным меркам это очень доступно, и это очень здорово. Это буквально может быть раз в неделю, но уже будет какое-то вот такое большее общение, большая практика языка. Yes, thank you as well. Увидела еще один комментарий. You're welcome. Yes, always welcome. Если какие-то особые запросы по формату, обязательно пишите. Вот, мы сделаем новые интересные презентации и прямые эфиры. Итак, значит, если все-таки кого-то интересует более интенсивный курс, конечно, помимо простых курсов, которые длятся по 3-4 месяца, у нас есть курсы на 1 месяц. За этот месяц мы успеваем пройти программу одного уровня. Ну, вы понимаете, что вы уже должны быть более-менее к нему готовы. А если вы, например, только завершили beginner или elementary и хотите, например, повторить что-то, закрепить программу и так далее, этот интенсивный курс как раз для вас. Особенно актуально летом, когда все планируют уезжать и не хотят быть особо привязаны к более таким длительным группам. Поэтому, если интересно, тоже обязательно заглядывайте к нам на уроки. Можно прийти в качестве гостя, можно посмотреть уже записанный урок и убедиться, насколько интересно и здорово учиться у нас. Потому что, действительно, мы практикуем как раз вот такой формат, когда мы больше говорим, больше погружаемся в язык и меньше привязываемся, например, там, к учебникам. Это все тоже онлайн, занимаемся 2 раза в неделю на интенсивном курсе, группы совсем небольшие, это очень здорово, и получается что-то вроде формата, как у нас сейчас, действительно, 2-3 человека, и у всех есть возможность выговориться и по максимуму провести вот этот вот час. Итак, значит, это снова онлайн, все онлайн, мне кажется, это очень здорово, доступно, удобно всем, поэтому если есть какие-то вопросы, обязательно спрашивайте. Если хочется записаться, тоже можно писать в сообщения группы, можно писать нам на сайте, ссылки везде есть, так что везде ждем. Если есть какие-то вопросы, задавайте. So, any questions? I will quickly show you what we had. Еще раз покажу, что у нас здесь было. Если кто-то будет смотреть после, обязательно делайте скриншоты, сохраняйте. Вот такие вот таблички очень полезны всегда. Но я вижу нашим участникам, они практически все знакомы, но, может быть, вы что-то найдете интересное здесь тоже. Итак, я думаю, что быстренько покажу, что у нас было, если кто-то присоединился позже и захочет посмотреть нас после. Так что вот, that is it. Thank you. Спасибо огромное тем, кто смотрел нас, кто оставлял комментарии, это очень здорово, и мне кажется, в следующий раз мы возьмем что-то посерьезнее, что-то посильнее, потому что для вас все было довольно легко, или, может быть, просто я так хорошо все объяснила. Итак, so that is it. Thank you very much. Спасибо всем, спасибо за обратную связь, и до встречи в новых эфирах. So, see you next time, and thank you. Goodbye.